This is a Windows Phone 7 game review of Zombie Attack 2, which is Xbox Live title and available in the marketplace for $2.99. Zombie Attack 2 is basically a tower defense game, but it has some different elements that make it pretty interesting to play. If we jump into one of the games I'm playing here, you'll see that you actually play a character, which you can choose. It can be like Santa, or this red ninja, or some other different things. And you actually navigate him around, so you have to walk somewhere and then place a turret. So like in this game, you can only place these 3 certain types of turrets, like the flamethrower here, and this dummy here. So if enemies go up to that dummy, then they'll start like crowding around it so that your turret's gonna keep on killing the enemies easier. Or this cannon. And you can upgrade each weapon too. And your money is kept track of up top. You'll make money by killing the enemies. The upgrades for the weapons progressively get more expensive. Like this one's already $90 for the upgrade to the 3rd level. So these upgrades and the variety of enemies keep the game pretty interesting. And as you keep on going to higher and higher levels, basically just surviving for a longer time, like you'll get to level 45, the enemies will be a lot tougher to kill, and there will be a lot more of them. So then the game becomes really challenging, and it actually lasts a long time. Each one of these individual levels here, there's 4 different maps, they take about 30 minutes if you just like play through it with like average success. So then there's those 4 different ones, and then there's also the individual challenges here, and there's a bunch of those, so you'll probably get about 10 hours of gameplay on those if you just play through each one once. So it has an insane amount of gameplay. In these challenges, you have to do things like work with a limited selection of weapons, defeat specific enemies, and more. So that keeps the variety of the game pretty good. So the visuals in the game are alright. You can kind of tell that they're a bit pixelated when you look at them, and they're not the best 3D that we've seen, but they do the job. And the sound effects, they're okay, but they get really repetitive, and they don't sound amazing either. So those sound effects are just alright. Once you do lose the game, you get to submit your score to the online leaderboards, where you can compete with your other friends that have Windows Phone devices, and you can fight for the highest score. Because essentially all you do is you keep on trying to survive for the longest time possible. Even in the challenges, you just have to keep on surviving until you get the highest score. To control the game, all you do is you just tap down with your finger, and then where you tap basically becomes a virtual joystick, and you can navigate your character around. And then you select different weapons off to the right of the phone's screen. And you can build those weapons, or when you walk over a weapon, you have the option to upgrade them. And all the weapons have like a radius around them for where you can't build another weapon next to them, so that really makes you think about the placement of the weapons and how you should use all the different types of weapons. It's probably not the best tower defense game, but it's actually pretty cool. And the fact that you have a little character that can actually attack people too, and that can be killed, makes it pretty fun. So it's definitely a new take on tower defense games, and it has an insane amount of gameplay value. The one issue I have with it is that you can't resume specific games. So if you're starting a survival match, and then you get 20 minutes into it, and you decide you want to try something else, like one of the challenges, and then you want to go back to your survival, you can't. You can only resume one single game, whichever it was you're playing last. So that really sucks when these games last like 40 minutes long, because you might want to just jump into a different type. But nevertheless, if you're a fan of tower defense games, you should probably check out the trial of Zombie Attack 2 in the marketplace, and the full game is available in the marketplace for $2.99. Subscribe to WM Power users to catch all the latest reviews.